Hello and welcome to the Jared Montz Soccer Podcast. My name is Jared Montz and I'm the founder of OnlineSoccerAcademy.com and CollegeRecruitingWebsite.com, and as always, I'm your host. Today is May 12th, 2011, and today's guest is Carli Lloyd of the Atlanta Beat and the U.S. Women's National Team. Just recently, the U.S. Women's World Cup team was announced, and Carli Lloyd was picked for her second World Cup. As the number 10 for the Yanks, she is creative and knows how to put the ball in the back of the net. Well, first off, congratulations on making the roster for the World Cup. How excited are you?
Thanks. Yeah, I'm really excited. It's it's been a long, but it's gone fast couple of years preparing for this, and it's definitely an honor to be selected to the team, my second World Cup. And I think the team, we're just kind of anxious. The roster's been named, and now we're just anxious to get over there and get it going.
Well, you're the number 10 for the Yanks. You scored a few goals in Portugal this winter in the Algarve Cup. You're a veteran on the team. Were you nervous at all about being picked, or were you just confident that you were going to be selected?
There's never a certainty of being selected. The way that I kind of conduct myself day in and day out is, just train hard and train as if you're not in with the squad. Train as though I'm not in the starting lineup. So if you kind of have that mindset, you just don't get complacent. That's kind of the worst thing that I would ever want to do, and you don't want to ever take anything for granted as well.
Looking at the World Cup roster, WPS side Magic Jack has 6 players in the team, which is the most from any WPS team, and I believe over half their starting lineup. How difficult is it for teams to lose so many of their starters for such a lengthy period of time? And then also, how is it being a player away from your club team for so long?
Yeah, I think it's definitely difficult. It's been an interesting year to be able to balance the national team and the WPS teams. And making sure that you're not overdoing it and getting too tired. And there's a lot of travel in between. We've had to travel a lot, so it's kind of, you just kind of have to make sure that you're doing all the right things to keep your body healthy and your mind, at ease a bit. But I think it is going to be interesting to see how the teams respond to their players missing because of the World Cup. That's why I'm hoping Atlanta can capitalize on that, since we only have 2 of us there. But yeah, it's tough. You're gone, the whole week away from training with your teams, and then you're kind of placed right in a game environment with them. And I know for me, at Atlanta, I've kind of, Heather Mitz and I have been really up to speed from our coach as to what the game plan is, how we're trying to play. So it hasn't been that difficult, but you miss out on just the chance to be there with them, get to know them a little bit more. So that makes it tough. But I know for Atlanta, that was their thing they were going to do was not really go after national team players because they knew we wouldn't be there much. And I'm hoping that it helps the chemistry of the team, because it'll just be Heather, Mitz, and I, so it won't be that drastic of a change, which will probably help.
Next question's from @SoccerSDO on Twitter, and he asks, I know Germany is known for its schnitzel and sausages. What will the U.S. Women's National Team have for pregame meals there?
Well, hopefully it won't be that. I don't know that will sit too well in our stomachs, but I think our food will be pretty westernized. We've actually got our fitness coach, Dawn Scott, who's actually kind of in charge with the nutrition as well. She usually sends a request menu to the hotels in order, to help get the right food that we need for each meal, and she specifies it to what we should be eating before the day before the game, the meal before the game, the day after the game. So I would assume that we'd have pretty similar food that we eat over here as well.
According to your national team stats, you've been capped 108 times, scored 27 goals. So if my trusty TI-83 calculator is correct, that means there's a 25% chance you're going to score when you play in a national team game, which is even more impressive that you're a center midfielder, not a forward. What do you work on in training to help you get involved in the attack and score goals on a consistent basis?
I have gone through a bit of a drought with scoring prior to this year, but I think one of the things that's helped me is obviously my fitness and being able to make those runs forward. And before I wasn't really getting myself into the box. I wasn't really getting myself higher up onto the field, and now this year, we've kind of changed things a little bit. Pia's just wanted me to kind of get in behind the back line, make those diagonal runs. When I've got the ball, if I can dribble and take a shot from outside the box, just kind of mixing it up, varying it up. And, I think it's just a commitment to kind of get in the box and just trust that your teammate's going to, serve a great ball and you'll be able to head it in or volley it in or whatever. So, hopefully I can continue to do that in Germany and these next few games that we've got on the road.
All right, last user submitted question on behalf of all my online socceracademy.com players and just youth players in general, which, by the way, a bunch of our players list you as their favorite player on their profile, which is cool. What advice do you have for young players that want to live the dream of playing pro soccer?
Well, I think that, dreams can come true. And, you hear of so many people that are talented over the years, and I've gone through tons of teammates where I thought, wow, this girl's like the real deal. She's good. And it's funny to see that, more than 90% of those players aren't even playing right now. So it's really all about the work. And, I've been putting in work day in and day out since I've been younger, kicking the ball up against the curb. Everywhere I went when I was a kid, I always had a soccer ball. Whether it's 10, 15 minutes of juggling each day or shooting, that's how you make it. And it's, everyone has talent, but it's the ones that want to work the hardest that make it there. And I think that that's a huge thing. It's just putting in the hours and practicing daily, and anything's attainable.